In your video, you said, we don't need them, they need us. Who's they?
Yes.
Who's they?
The white people ultimately don't need other races in order to succeed, in order to be ourselves. Absolutely not.
So how do you think America became the greatest economic nation without...
Not through black people.
Oh, it wasn't? It wasn't because of free labor?
Are you talking about slavery?
No, I'm talking about slavery and also what happened after slavery, which Douglas Blackmun talked about, slavery by another name. So I'm trying to understand, when you say didn't need it, how do you think America became the greatest economy that it did? How do you think that happened?
Through the genius of Europeans.
How was the genius of Europeans when the fact of the matter is it was actually King Cotton that supplied the economic means for America to do so? And that was a result of free labor from black people.
Look, the whole point here is that who creates these systems, who creates these business models and businesses?
Slavery was a business model?
Well, yes, it was a business model, yeah.
And was that one that you like or dislike?
I dislike.
You dislike?
Yeah, I absolutely reject it.
Okay,
yeah.
so but you deny the reality, though,
no,
that's what allowed America to become the economic power, because America supplied 91% of the world's cotton, and so as a result of that, that's how America was able to fund the Industrial Revolution. It was because of free labor from black people.
The Industrial Revolution originated in Britain, and it originated in the countryside of Britain, where there were absolutely no slaves.
I said the money generated from that. But I asked you again, okay? You said we don't need anybody else.
No.
But the reality is, America history proves you wrong. The fact of the matter is, there is no great America. You can't sit here and talk about that greatness without other people making that happen.
We could have figured out another way to pick cotton.
Who?
I mean, white people could have figured out another way to get cotton.
Y'all tried that, didn't work. Yeah, I mean, we
do it now. We've done it previously.
I don't know what books you read, but no, that's actually not what happened. But you said y'all would have figured it out, but you didn't.
America does need black people. Black people do, and black people do hold power. If every black person walked away from this country tomorrow, America would crumble. America would fall. America knows that.
America doesn't exist without black Americans.
That's just facts. Built this whole damn country for free. Every brick, every rail, every road laid with blood and sweat that never got a paycheck. And what did they get in return? Chains, whips, red lines, nooses, Jim Crow, COINTELPRO, prisons, knees on necks, bullets in backs. Ain't no other group forced to love a country that hates them like this. That's strength. That's America. 400 years of free labor built the economy. Cotton alone was worth $3 billion in 1860. That is trillions today. Wall Street, founded on slave trade. The White House, built by enslaved hands. Every dollar ever printed got black labor backed into it. But tell a racist that and they act like it's a history opinion. They fought in every war. Crispus Attucks bled first for this country in 1770. Black soldiers saved America in the Civil War. Hell, World War II fought Hitler while getting lynched at home. Vietnam, drafted in disproportionate numbers. The thanks they got? GI Bills blocked, housing loans denied, neighborhoods flooded with heroin by their own government. Look it up. And you still got racists yelling, go back to Africa, like they ain't the original stolen property. Malcolm X said it best. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. The rock landed on us. Ain't that the truth? Black folks got every right to hate this place, but they stay. They fight. They create. They revolutionize. America wouldn't exist without them, and it damn sure would collapse without them.
We never intended them to be anything other than a slave. But they began to grow in number and in power, and eventually they fought their way to some freedom. So we became even more cruel, and to keep our black Americans down, we lynched. But yet they rose. So then we used the welfare system, the criminal justice system, to keep them down, to contain them, to destroy them. But yet they rose, and they're rising. Then we built prisons and jails to hold them. Yet they rose. And so now we are doing exactly what the Pharaoh did at the end, sending out a decree, kill them. So until we admit that when we wrote this Constitution that all men are created equal, that we never intended to include our black brothers and sisters, our nation may end up facing exactly what the Egyptians faced when they refused to let God's people go. So I'm going to say this to my white fellow Americans, that the bloodshed that is on its way is not on the hands of our fellow black Americans, but is on our hands. We are the ones that are refusing to let God's people go. We are the ones that are refusing to acknowledge that we do not value our black brothers and sisters as equal individuals or equal Americans as us white men. And to my black brothers and sisters, the racial issues, as I've said, have been there from the very foundation. But why do we see it more? Because there's a shifting. See, us white men have been at the head since the foundation. But we've had a black president. And you know, we've done everything in our power to keep him from really changing things. Now we have another minority rising to the top, a white female. What does that say? Those of us who are white men who have been at the head are now starting to see and fear that we are going to become the tail. And we know what we've done to you. And so now we're fearful that you're going to do to us what we have done to you. But I will say this. I've lived in a black community for 23 years. I've never been treated the way that this country has treated my black Americans. So I call out my white Americans to say we better heed, repent, acknowledge, and change. Because if we don't, I just want to again say this. The bloodshed that we...
Child, so the racist white people are putting signs up saying that they don't want black people. That no black people are allowed. It's for only white people. And some black people and other races are getting upset. But honey, let me tell you, I'm happy about it. I love it. I love it for them. Because me, for one, I want to know where I'm not wanted or appreciated. I don't want to step foot in an establishment that don't want me and don't want my business. Because contrary to what you may believe and what you've been told, black folks spend more than $1.8 trillion a year. Unfortunately, but fortunately, black people are consumers. Our dollars only stay in our community for about 6 hours because we're continuously purchasing. We're continuously buying stuff. Now, again, that's not the best thing for black folks, but it is a great thing for other nationalities. But y'all still don't respect the fact that we spend that much. Walking around the store, following us behind the store, accusing us of stealing when we're the ones that's really keeping food on your table. That's why you open up all of these places in the black neighborhoods, because you know you can get the black dollar. But look what happens. Look what happened to the Destination Steakhouse, the tenderism. When black folks thought that Unc owned that place, they swarmed to this restaurant. Gave this man so much business and didn't realize it was a white owner. Gave this man so much business, and now he's suffering. Now his business is suffering because black folks done caught on to it and all kind of stuff. And if you don't know the history, it's very intriguing. But that's one example. But look at what happened with Black Wall Street. Look at what happened with Rosewood. Black folks was minding their business, had more millionaires on Black Wall Street than a lot of other parts of the country. And what happened was white people was a little jealous about that. And they wanted some of that money. They wanted them black dollars. And they sent in planes and bombed Black Wall Street. The banks, the grocery stores, the barbershops, everything was just gone. Because they wanted that money. Look at what happened to the Cadillac industry. Black folks and black money single-handedly saved the Cadillac industry. You know, a lot of times, black people couldn't even put their money in the banks. So when the Great Depression came, and all the white people's money was gone, black folks still had money in their house. That's why a lot of people just don't believe in banks to this day. Black people still had money in their house. And so they was able to go and buy Cadillacs. The whole fascination behind Cadillacs, you should read about it. It's very, very interesting. Black folks did that. So when they try to make you think that, oh, black people just steal, oh, we got to walk behind them and make sure that they're not stealing anything, oh, they can't afford this, they can't afford that, it's a lie from the pits of hell. But again, for me, I would rather know that you don't want me in your establishment. So go ahead and put up your signs. Put up your whites only signs. Put up your no black people, no colors signs. Because I, for one, I love it. And you'll see sooner than later that you cannot survive without the black dollar. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Hope you had a day you deserve.
I saw a video of a Hispanic man today saying that we don't need the support from black people because we got each other. We got Mexicans, Hondurans, Salvadorans, Nicaraguenses. He basically mentioned all Central America and said, we don't need you guys. If you guys can't support each other, how is it that we need your support? Or how is it that we're going to even get your support? Anybody who saw that video, I watched the whole thing. Anybody who saw that video that's black, I'm sorry. I'm wholeheartedly sorry. We don't all think like that. My heart has been filled with so much joy seeing the support from the black community, because we're finally coming to realize that we are so much alike, that we need each other, that we need to support each other. That rhetoric that we should hate each other, now more than ever, we should see how alike we are and how we need each other and how we can succeed when we unite. So I'm sorry, and just know that we don't all think that way. I saw a video of a Hispanic man.
Type him that he's going to use his color as laziness.
So you stereotyped him already?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Who asked you to stereotype him? Who told you to stereotype him?
And I don't even know him. And that's not fair. Because I didn't give him the opportunity to prove himself.
So if you feel that way, you think you're the only one who feels that way?
No, I think if I feel that way,
so
it's
got to like you,
huge out there.
Right.
It's got to be
so,
huge out there.
When it comes to someone like me, who's willing to work
but
hard,
I think, yes, exactly. I think anything has...
And mind you this.
My point is, anything has to be proven. So the majority is being lazy.
So how much, so he had to prove himself that he's not lazy, but had it been someone else, he wouldn't have proved himself. You would think that you by his credentials, he hit the ground running.
Credentials of one of my men putting them up.
Hit the ground running, yeah. So therefore, there is some prejudice, there is some...
No, there's no prejudice.
I wasn't prejudice. There's some bias.
Yes,
when it does come to skin color then.
No, I don't think it's skin color.
And some bias, you just said that.
Maybe you're right.
You said some bias to it then.
Because
you just said it though.
But why is your color becoming so lazy?
Well, first of all, number one, I'm not a lazy person, nor is my wife, that's not how we raise our 3 kids.
Okay.
I raised my kids to believe that, yes, you're going to face racism, yes, you're going to face discrimination.
You know.
Because of your skin color.
You know.
Oh, no, wait, let me finish.
You are
let me finish.
Becoming lazy.
But let me finish though. What do you mean by becoming lazy though? Because I'm not lazy.
The best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just get the away. Wherever you have to go, just get away. Because there's no fixing this. This can't be fixed. Right? This can't be fixed.
I can't believe he said it out loud. I cannot believe he said it out loud. But we'll finish this. In your mind,
you just have to escape. So that's what I did. I went to a neighborhood where, I have a very low black population, because unfortunately there's a high correlation between the density. And this is according to Don Lemon, by the way. So here I'm just quoting Don Lemon when he notes that when he lived in a mostly black neighborhood, there were a bunch of problems that he didn't see in white neighborhoods.
Respect where you live. Start small by not dropping trash, littering in your own communities. I've lived in several predominantly white neighborhoods in my life. I rarely, if ever, witness people littering. I live in Harlem now. It's an historically black neighborhood. Every single day I see adults and children dropping their trash on the ground when a garbage can is just feet away.
Now, did Don Lemon get canceled for this? I want us to be in. Did Don Lemon get canceled for this? This is what he said. Now, I got way more evidence than this, but let's keep going.
Being honest here.
So even Don Lemon sees a big difference in your own quality of living based on where you live and who's there. So I think it makes no sense whatsoever as a white citizen of America to try to help black citizens anymore. It doesn't make sense. It's no longer a rational impulse. And so I'm gonna back off from being helpful to black America because it doesn't seem like it pays off. Like I've been doing it all my life, and the only outcome is I get called a racist. That's the only outcome. It makes no sense to help black Americans if you're white. It's over. Don't even think it's worth trying. Totally not trying. And there we go. You didn't expect that today, did you? But those who don't want to focus on education, you just need to get away from them. Just get as much distance as you can. That's my recommendation. And I'm also really sick of seeing video after video of black Americans beating up non-black citizens. I realize it's anecdotal.
These countries are fighting over black Americans, and nobody can tell me otherwise. Trump saying birthright citizenship was only for black Americans. You all call him a businessman. What do businessmen do? Go for the people who make him the most money, correct? Then a while back, this guy, he's from the Asian community, and he was basically saying how the Asians and black Americans need to come together. When there's literally Africans, there's Caribbean. Y'all have so many selections, but you all choose the black Americans. Now I'm hearing that Africa, the year of the return was for us to go back and to invest into the continent, not for us to come back to just, come back home. It was to invest. I saw that they're trying to use the black American dollar to build up Africa. Now, I saw a lot of videos of people talking about Essence Fest and, Red Lobster and how they're moving into those spaces, and that's what they're using the money for. I just don't understand why the people who were sold in the slave trade literally have to help the people who had a dealing with the slave trade. And what's even more messed up about this, I was looking at a young man's post. He's from Ghana. He was talking about how there was a fire that broke out. There's a market in Ghana that's very popular. And they said that they were putting water down, but it was actually gasoline. People smelled it. And all of a sudden, the market burned down. And then they said the next day, that's when they granted citizenship to black people, mainly black Americans. And this is just my personal opinion, but I just feel like it's messed up because you're basically destroying how they make their money for people that's going to make you money. You're looking at your own pockets. You're not even looking at your own citizenship. Your own citizens. Why the fuck would we go there and you're treating them like shit?
White people, watch this video and I'll be right back.
He published a book called Race, Tendencies, and Traits of the American Negro, in which he lays out all the numbers, and then he concludes that if we simply avoided allowing black people to have any access to health care, that within 2 or 3 generations, the whole race would die out, and that would solve the race problem in America. When Teddy Roosevelt, 1912, proposed a national health care system, people said no because black people will get it. When Franklin Roosevelt proposed a national health care system, it was the same thing. We don't want black people to get it. When Truman tried it in 1947, same thing. Don't want black people to get it. We have to figure out a way to keep black people from using Medicare. And the way that they came up with was to have a 20% hole, a gap in Medicare, so that you had to pay 20% of your doctor's bill and your hospital bill, and that would discourage poor black people from showing up at the hospitals. Nearly 100% of the reason why the United States is the only country in the world that doesn't define healthcare as a right is because of racism. He published a book called Race, Tendencies, and Traits of the American Negro.
How many times do I have to say this? Racism is a detriment to you white folks, poor white folks especially. Because of racism, you, poor white folks, can't even get good health care. because they thought if they could deny health care to black people that we would have been eradicated a long time ago. But hey, we still here, and they have not changed the rules. How crazy is that? Even with Social Security, you have to pay 20% because of racism. We keep telling you, BIPOC keep telling you, black people keep telling you, it is not us that makes your life suck. It is those racist politicians and their racist legislation that they think that's going to harm us, but harms you at the same time. And they don't care if it harms you. They don't give a shit. And then you continue to vote against your own interests. All because a bunch of rich white people told y'all to hate black people because black people are doing stuff to you as a whole. And we're not, because we don't control shit. We don't control the healthcare system. We don't control Social Security. We don't control your wages. We don't control shit. But they continue to tell you that it's us. So you turn your focus on us and harass the shit out of us for no fucking reason, when we have no power to affect your life as a whole community. Pay attention.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Before we get started, I would like to give credit to the original creators of the owner of the video clips, image and audio used in this video. This material are used for commentary, education and discussion purpose. My goal is to share my own thoughts, reactions and perspective while encouraging respectful conversation. Now let's get into the video. After watching this clip, I can definitely see why it's getting so much attention online. In the video, a white man confidently says that America does not need black Americans anymore. He argues that black Americans haven't contributed anything significant and suggests the country will be better off without them. But almost immediately, people begin responding, and that's when the conversation takes a completely different turn. One after another, people start bringing up American history. They point out the role black Americans have played in building the country, from generation to labor that helped shape the nation's economy to contribution in science, medicine, the military, business, sports, music, education, and the civil rights movement. The response comes quickly, and the comment section turned into a history lesson. What really stood out to me is how many people from different backgrounds joined the discussion. Some agreed with the response and shared an example of black Americans whose work changed the country. Others disagreed and defended the original speaker. Before long, the debate has spread across social media, with thousands of people adding their own opinion. Whether you agree with one side or the other, this video reminds us that history is often more complex than a short social media clip can capture. American story has been shaped by the contribution of people from many different backgrounds, and discussion about that history can quickly become emotional because they touch on identity, culture, and personal beliefs. The reason this clip has gone viral is simple. It started with one bold statement, but the responses were what really captured people's attention. Fewer were not just reacting to the opinion, they were debating history, sharing facts that they believe were important, and challenging one another. And at the end of the day, conversations like this show how powerful social media can be. So I would like to hear your thoughts in the comments after watching this video. What do you think about the discussion? Do you think social media help people learn about history, or do you think it often creates more division and understanding? Share your thoughts in the comment below, and as always, let's keep it respectful. Thanks so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye.